Got another dub. Let's go ahead and talk about this win against the New England Patriots.
Nowhere in sight.
Uh-oh.
It's picked off.
Oh, oh no.
Unbelievable.
Oh, wow.
Incredible. Chandler Jones takes it in and wins the game for the Raiders.
Nation, what is good? Hey, after 20 fucking years of losses and disappointments, we finally beat the New England Patriots. Like always, we're going to go ahead and talk about the game, do a little bit of a recap, give out some game balls, and we're going to go ahead and see what comes or who comes next. Raiders beat the Patriots 24-30 on probably one of the wildest ends to the game I have seen in a long time. And trust me, I'm a Raider fan and I've seen a lot of crazy shit going on in the final minutes of a game. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with the recap. There wasn't really a lot of scoring in the first quarter. There was only a field goal made by Daniel Carlson. That thing was like a 49-yard field goal or something like that, 49-yard field goal. So in the second quarter actually is when it started to open up for both teams. First started out with a 24-yard field goal by Nick Folk, tying the game at 3-3. On the very next possession, we drive down the field and hit Darren Waller for a 25-yard touchdown pass. It was a beautiful throw by Derek Carr. Davante Adams actually opened up the middle of the field for Darren Waller. So as you can see, now that Darren Waller is back with us, starting to play with us again, you can actually see what was supposed to be earlier, and throughout the season. A couple of back and forth punts later, we got the ball back. So after punting the ball back and forth a couple of times between the teams, we got the ball, drove it down the field just a little bit. I'm talking about like 15 yards or so, something like that. And Derek Carr actually hits Matt Collins with a 5-yard touchdown pass. Beautiful pass, a little bit of a sidearm type of thing going on, but I want to give Hal Hollins a major shout out. That was a really hard ball to catch, so props on him. Glad he was able to catch that, because I'm not gonna lie to you, most of the game he was missing a lot of catches. So after that Hollins touchdown, we do go into halftime with the lead of 17-3. Most of the time it's one of those things where you're just, you'd be happy with the lead, but hey, we are Raider fans. We all know what has been going on this year. I personally didn't feel too uneasy. I texted a couple of my boys and I even said like, hey, even with this lead, I really don't feel comfortable, to be honest with you. And it looks like I was right, because their very first drive that they got, they actually punted the ball away to us. But we did get the ball, and the very next play, there is a screen pass called to Davante Adams. Derek Carr throws it and is immediately read by the DB. It is intercepted by Duger. It's about like 16-yard pick or something like that. But I mean, I'm not going to lie, even though it looked bad for Derek Carr, it was a great play defensively by that DB. So major props to him. At this point, everything just kind of starts coming down on us again. At this point, it's 10-17. And guys, I want to say honestly, for like the next probably 15-20 minutes of the game, there was just a whole bunch of field goals going on with with the Patriots. So after this tight lock game over at 16-17, it was a situation where nothing was getting done until Rodamore Stevenson actually ran for a 35-yard touchdown run, putting us down at 17-24. I forgot to mention also that they hit a 2-point conversion, putting them past us at 24-17. So after a couple of punts back and forth, it honestly, all the momentum is definitely on the New England side right now. It's not looking too good for us. Definitely what's been the theme of this year, going to, we have a really great half, and then all of a sudden we just shit the bed, in that second half. So that's exactly what it was looking like. Everyone in Raider Nation is like super like, whoa, dreading it and stuff like that. We're just kind of seeing everything just implode until last drive. Carr comes out of nowhere, starts playing like he's at 2020, 2021 DC at the end of the game. First two passes are not good. Then all of a sudden, the third one's not good. All of a sudden, it's 4th and 10, and we're just like, man, we're going to go ahead and just lose this game. But DC just started to turn it on. He hit a 12-yard pass over to Hollins, another pass to Hollins for another 13 yards, a little check down for a 6-yarder over to Jacobs. At this point, we're at the 50-yard line. We hit a 20-yard dot over to Darren Waller. to get them at the New England 30. So the clock is winding down. DC's doing his thing, cooking right now. All of a sudden, he hits Keenan Cole over on the left-hand side on a dot for a 30-yard touchdown pass. I'm sure all of you guys have seen. Little controversial. Not too sure if it was a if it was inbounds, out of bounds. He did catch the ball, but a little bit of a toe drag here and there. I honestly don't know what to think. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the ref saying that it was inconclusive. But to be honest with you, as soon as he started doing the review, I thought they were just gonna call it incomplete. But hey, they gave us the a touchdown. A lot of people are salty. I really don't care. There's been so many times that we've gotten screwed over in the past before. So for something to roll our way was actually a little bit surprising. At the end of the day, it is 24-24. And then madness happens. Take a look. Want to say big shout out to Big Corey 00 over on YouTube/Twitter. You guys should definitely check him out. I'm going to go ahead and link him here on my on the description and stuff like that, but go ahead and check him out. This dude is hilarious. He does highlights in his own way, but go ahead and check it out. This dude is just crazy.
3 seconds left on the game. They get the ball to Ramondre, and this motherfucker gets loose again. Cross midfield to the 40, down to the 35-30. I hate when they do this shit. Just go to overtime, nigga. 16 threw the ball back, and Chandler Jones turned into Devontae fucking Adams. Friendly got the ball at the 40. Now he got the ghost of Josh Jacobs with him. He running to the motherfucking end zone. Touchdown. 24-30. Black team, bitch. Get the fuck up out of here.
Wow. I would have never thought in a million years a Belichick led Patriots team would lose a game like that. Honestly, it's one of those things that this is the type of game that we lose. This is the exact same situation that we would run into, that we would actually cause. It was embarrassing. I'm not going to lie to you. But then again, hey, I'm going to go ahead and take it. At the end of the day, Chandler Jones intercepts it, takes it back with the stiff arm to Mac Jones. It was beautiful. A former Patriot stiff arming another Patriot. Hey man, I'm gonna go ahead and take it. At the end of the day, Raiders win, and that's really all that matters. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about game balls. My first one is going to be Derek Carr. You know what? I actually haven't showed this guy a lot of love recently. I think it's just mostly the fact that everyone kind of has the idea, unless he steps up in a major way, that he's probably no longer going to be the quarterback moving forward after this year. But yesterday he had a pretty good game considering the stats. So let's go ahead and check his stats really quick. He went 20 for 38 for 231 yards, averaging about 6.1 yards per throw. 3 picks I had talked about in the recap. He did get picked off once. Again, like I talked about the recap, he got sacked 3 times with a rate of 86.6. So overall, he didn't have the most outrageous game where he was like, throwing 4 or 5 touchdowns or anything like that, or like for over like 400 yards or something like that. But I think considering the defense that we were playing against, I think he did okay. I do want to point out that it seems like Derek Carr thrives, and if it's like a no huddle type of offense, hurry up offense, whatever you want to call it. But I think as long as the offense is going up tempo, I feel like that's a lot better for Carr. So my second game ball is going to go as a whole to the defense. Although I will talk about Chandler Jones in a little bit, I do want to point out that they actually had a pretty good game considering who the opponent was, who the quarterback was as well. I'm not going to sit here and say that Mac Jones was, the greatest quarterback out there and stuff, but only 112 yards passing allowed. So, hey, that was awesome. Also want to give them a shout out because there was a lot of attacking this game. I did see a lot of, tackles for loss and a lot of like blowing up plays from the linebackers like Masterson, Perryman, those guys and stuff like that. So they're definitely stepping it up. Overall, the defense is getting better, although I will say that the talent is just not there. So they only have a ceiling, but I'm definitely happy with what they were able to do with the amount that they had. And yes, we do have to talk about Chandler Jones. So major shout out to him for, having the heads up and, intercepting that pass, not just intercepting the pass, doing the stiff arm and right away, running into the end zone. So major shout out to him. Earlier this season, it didn't look like he was producing like he should have, but in the recent weeks, in the last month or so, he's been actually coming up with turnovers, sacks, pass deflections and things like that sort. So, you know, it's one of those things where I wish we could have had this kind of production earlier, but it is what it is. I'll go ahead and take it anyway. All right, guys, we went over a recap. We go ahead and, you know, gave some game balls away. Now, who do we have next? We actually have the Pittsburgh Steelers at Pittsburgh coming up on Saturday, Christmas Eve. As of right now, we're a 2.5 point underdog. The kicker is going to be that it's going to be about 14 degrees as of right now, with the wind chill bringing it down to about 8 degrees. Wow, that's going to be a really cold game. Derek Carr does not do good in cold weather games, so it's going to be interesting to see how we do it. I'm going to probably say we're going to be doing a lot of running, a lot of quick outs, hopefully. But we'll see. I mean, at the end of the day, it is the Pittsburgh Steelers. We usually tend to play them really, really well. So I'm hoping we can come out of it relatively easy and walk away with the win. All right, guys, that was it for me. Thank you for showing out and staying with me throughout the length of this video. Hey, go ahead, always hit that subscribe button, leave me any kind of feedback, hit the like button, do what you got to do. It helps me out, you know, continuing to let this channel grow. I'm going to continue on hopping on people's lives, commenting on stuff like that, just to get myself out there. So I'd appreciate, you know, any kind of interaction and stuff like that. All right, guys, Darth Raider is out.